Wow, river's up a little bit. Won't be fishing the river at all. I did try fishing in a playground that was flooded. Figured in that slow water, maybe under the jungle gym, there might be a big old walleye sitting there. So tried a couple swings through there till I got hung up on the teeter-totter and I just said forget it. I hate teeter-totters. Time maybe to go bunny hunting, so let's give that a try. Hello again. Looks like bunny hunting's a complete washout, as you can see. Pun intended. I think there's some bunnies right over there in that big mess of wood over there. I could tell because there's like little sandbags all around it. They're probably all nice and warm and dry and just in there making more bunnies. So well, I wish I was that dude bunny. So yeah, I think we'll pack it in and head her home, or at least have a beer, then head it home. Anyhow, either way, I'll eventually make it home. Well, I don't want to get all philosophy major on you, but sometimes it's just nice to get out. It's just nice to, yeah, I mean, it's only -1 today. It's the middle of January. You know, it's all flooded out. There's nothing you can do except sit here. Well, actually, it's probably cooled off enough. So I can sit here and have a beer with the water running. I don't know. Sure is better than sitting at home and watching Netflix or something. Netflix. That's what he does when he's trying to land one of my fish. Netflix. Netflix. Oh, 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 oh. It's also a good time to tie some flies. And I think that's what I'm going to do tonight. And I think I'll take you along with me because I want to do a series on guide flies, the flies that I use all the time, mostly because they catch fish. And I think the reason they catch fish is because they're easy to tie, they're inexpensive to tie, and so you don't mind losing them. And what I mean by that is fish tend to be in the rocks and in the woody debris and in undercuts, under sweepers and everything else. So if you're fishing a fly that you took an hour and a half to tie, you're going to be pretty tentative about putting it under that stuff. With the guide flies, they take me 6 minutes at the most to tie, every single one of them. And so I fish them fearlessly. I don't care if I lose them. Well, I do, but I'm not as concerned about it as if I spend an hour and a half tying a fly. And I think that that's the key to guide flies. They're not any better at catching fish as far as a pattern is concerned, but I think it's just the way you fish them. You catch more fish than you would with a fly that you took hours to tie. So I'm going to start with the woolly bugger. The woolly bugger is probably the most popular fly on the planet. I'm sure you've seen it tied before. So it's going to be a really quick tie. There's just a couple of things that I want you to watch for, and I'll describe it as I'm doing it. I tie mine, everybody has their own way of tying them, but I tie mine a certain way that makes them last a little bit longer if the fishing's really good. So that's going to be the first fly we'll do. And the woolly bugger is something that, wow, I mean, it imitates a crayfish, a leech, a nymph, a bait fish. I can tie them in little, you know, size 12, size 14, and tear the tail off if I want to, and then grease them up and fish them during a caddis hatch. I can skip them across the top of the water. it looks like a caddis skipping across the top of the water. So very versatile fly. So I think that that's the one I'm going to start with. So let's do that. I'm going to finish this beer and head home, and we'll tie up some woolly buggers. Woolly bugger! Yeah, that's what my last girlfriend's dad called me. The size and color of the woolly bugger I'll be tying here fishes really well on any river, especially for smallies and big browns. The hook I'm using here is a Mustad 9671 in a size 4. Go ahead and use any similar heavy gauge streamer hook you might have. The thread is a 6/0 uni in olive. Just wind it back to about the hook bend. Oops, that's why I use 6/0 thread. The tail is marabou feathers. I buy strung marabou for its convenience and its consistency. Note that I'm tying the tail in a little longer than normal, about a hook shank and a half. You can tear it to the desired length on the water. Most folks will attach the hackle next, but I always tie in the chenille first. This is just your basic medium chenille. This is my favorite saddle hackle right now. Tie it down right in front of the chenille. When you begin wrapping the body, take 1 or 2 turns of the chenille behind the hackle, then push the hackle back out of the way and continue forward building the body with the chenille. I found this helps protect the hackle from damage at its most vulnerable point. When palmering the hackle, I don't worry about whether it's facing one way or the other, as that just takes too much time and I don't think the fish care. I can never find my whip finish tool when I need it, so I just use my hands. Don't bother with head cement or other adhesives. If you fish these properly, you'll likely lose them before they come unraveled. As mentioned earlier, you can pinch and tear the tail to any length desired, like so. And that's the woolly bugger, the first fly in this series of videos I'm doing on the guide flies I like to fish. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of these episodes, and let me know what your fave flies are in the comments below. Thanks for watching.